Alright, YouTubians, hopefully you can hear me. I'm running live here. So, not really much of a bike reveal video, and I know she's not perfect, but I picked this up about a week ago. It's a 1991 Honda CBR 1000F Hurricane. I guess this is like the first gen Honda CBR 1000. Liquid cooled inline 4. It's got the CBR. I didn't do this crap. I mean, I would have put a tank pad on there, but nothing like that. It's been garage kept its entire life, so it's got very minimal, like, nasty spots like that. Some shit that needs to be etched off the exhaust. It's got shiny spots on the paint still. I was amazed. Not too bad of a vehicle. It's got, I think I picked it up with 30,000 miles on it. So, like 30,400 miles on it. Chain and sprockets were replaced right before I got it. The only thing that I can see that it needs so far is it's gonna need it needs the carburetors synchronized, because it just needs the carburetor synchronized. Probably needs them clean too. That's gonna be my winter project. It's pretty decent. I picked it up for $2,000, including tax, title, and everything. It cost me less than $2,300 or less than $2,500, something like that. You know, it's not bad. I was just looking to pick up something. Actually, I was looking to pick up something while my damn Ninja was in the shop. I finally got that back. Ironically enough, the day after I had this legal to ride on the streets with a plate, I got that back. So, my favorite thing about this bike, I shit you not, is this giant banana seat. I've let my oldest boy ride on the back with me, and I've let my daughter ride on the back with me, and they both say that it's a lot better than the Ninja seat, which of course, because the Ninja seat's a modern sport bike and this is not. Does it have power? Of course it has power. It's got a 998cc engine, but I typically don't drive it like that, and I think its specs, it's got like 134 horsepower, 76 and change torque. This is faded. These are faded. I haven't been able to find a windscreen for this old of a vehicle, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna freaking take it off. I'll probably sand it or whatever. Let my son's into airbrushing. I'll probably let him put some graphics on there. It can haul ass, but that's not what I need it for. And what's weird about it is that I actually went and rode 3 different generations. I was looking to pick up a VFR 750 or 800, but the catch is I was looking to pick up the years that have the the 99 and below, because they have the gear-driven cams and they sound like a fucking turbocharged 8-cylinder, even though it's a V4. And I actually went and test rode 3 different generations. I test rode a 01. Now that one obviously didn't have the gear-driven cams. I don't think. But I test drove a 01. I test drove a 99, and I test rode, a 94 and 97. And they have a much more aggressive seating position than even this, and those are rated as like a tourer. And this is pretty much, you know, the first year of the actual CBR. So it's funny. I'll go on a little ride with y'all. Should I put this back on there? The guy that I got it from, he had a cramp, but his was the big old fatty, fat, wide ones. Oh, it got my thumb. That should work, and yet still give me. We'll find out. So she rides small, even though she's fat. I believe she is like 560 pounds dry. So this thing actually rivals my the Honda Shadow that I had as far as weight goes. This thing's actually a little fatter than that thing was whenever she's fully fueled up and everything. But I mean, the seat is fucking stupid comfy. As soon as I'm going like, what, 10 miles an hour, as soon as you're rolling at all and you're on its two wheels, I mean, yeah, you know that it's heavier because your brain is like, that's a fucking heavy bike. But it doesn't, you know what I mean? You don't feel it. So this actually has a more upright seating position. I wish I could show you because I'm not upright. My knees are a little more bent than they are on the Ninja, not extremely. Oh shit. Hold on. Boom! However, I know my upright leaning position is substantially more forward because obviously it's got the clip-ons. It's not a, you know, handlebar like it's on the Ninja, where it's got the risers and everything. Oh shit, that's a bad idea, huh? With the road being like this. But you know, it doesn't have the lifted up and set back handlebars, so you know, no shit, it's going to be a aggressively lean forward. Plus, it's a sports bike, right? But it's not the VFR. I don't know if it's because they are newer or what, but their riding position was like so aggressive that after I think I rode the newest VFR for about 10 minutes and my left wrist hurt, my right wrist hurt, and my right hand was going numb already. And I rode the other two older VFRs for longer because it took longer for my wrist to hurt and everything like this. Now this, a half an hour ride, if you're just laying down on your wrists, they'll still hurt. So if I'm not using my legs or my abs at all to absorb any of the weight, then my wrists will start hurting. But that's not how you're supposed to ride anyways. You know, so I mean, it just depends on you. $2,000 just to kind of have a backup. It's carbureted, so I do try to ride it, you know, as frequently as possible because I know ethanol fucks carburation up. But I mean, it cost me like $10 a month in insurance. And granted, that's not full coverage, of course. But you know, so far I don't think it's too bad for a bike that was made when I was 11. You know, when this bike was made, I couldn't even ride legally yet. You know what I mean? I said, I mean, I could pull my feet up just as fast as I do on my Ninja, even though the bike weighs 200 pounds more. So it's really weird. But she was taken care of. She was literally garage kept her entire life. I am the third registered owner. Now that's a funny story. The first registered owner is the one that bought the bike when it was brand new. The second registered owner was knew the guy that I bought it from, and he only had it registered to him for less than 10 months. It just sat in his garage because I guess apparently he rode it once and it scared the shit out of him, so he never rode it again. But here in the state of Virginia, you know, you got to keep your registration current. You got to keep the vehicle insured at all times. And so the guy I bought it from, while he was the third registered owner, you know, he's the one that had it from, oh god, he said he'd had it for like 10 years or something stupid like that, 7 years, something like that. And it's literally sat in garages his whole life, never been in the weather till I got it, and then I rode it in the rain like the second day it was registered. But the mirrors too, I don't know if y'all can notice that or not, but if you look at the mirrors, well, that one's got shit on it already. But the mirrors are like, you know, car mirrors almost, you know, like a small car mirror. In fact, I think they're almost the same size as on my Integra. But yeah, there you go, 30,721 miles. It's got a 5.5 gallon tank. It's supposed to get like There's reports of them getting as low as 27 miles a gallon if you drive like a dickhole, I suppose, which I could see, especially with it being carbureted. Warm-up time isn't terrible, but it's not fast either, so that kind of sucks. But like I said, the carburetors on here need to be synced. And then what I'm going to do this winter, this coming up winter, is I'll probably take the carbs out and clean them and everything. But yeah, like I said, right now I'm not using my my core or anything. I'm just laying on my wrist, and my hands are like, hey, I'm vibrating. Plus the road's fucked up. But if I just, you know, squeeze my abs, oh shit, hold up, time out. Why? If I just squeeze my abs together a little bit and squeeze the tank with my legs, pretty much all my arms are for now is to push or, you know, push or pull, you know. And obviously this thing being 1,000 does have mad torque pretty much everywhere, but right off the bat, like when you squeeze it, because it's got the what are they called, CV carburetors, and I've read about them, is that one of the things that they do, as opposed to other carburetor manufacturers, is the CV, I think, constant velocity, if I'm not mistaken. I could be full of shit. Anyways, this type of carburetor does do better with elevation changes. But what you do sacrifice is you sacrifice that instantaneous response when you whack the throttle open. And that's one of the signs that, if you guys didn't know, because I'm a mechanic, that the carburetors need to be synced, is watch my RPMs. See, that takes them a long time to go back down. That's one of the signs they need to be synced, if anybody was curious. That's one of the things that means.